Hey everybody, welcome to COVID Kitchen. It's Friday, and that means we're having some fish. Now, why do we have fish on Friday? Because there's too many fish in the sea. There's too many fish in the sea. That's why you're going in my belly. Too many fish in the sea. Ow! We've got some cod here. We're gonna make a delicious lemon caper dressing that we're gonna dip the sticks into. We're also gonna make a little caprese salad for an Italian flair. I've got a tomato, I've got a delicious hunk of fresh mozzarella, and we're gonna put a little basil on top, a little balsamic and all that, and make a nice little healthy salad to go along with it. So we got some good fish, some healthy veggies, and we're about ready to start. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do in our endeavor to make some delicious fish is to pull up a fourth cup of yogurt. This is the Greek yogurt. I'm using the 2%. So we got that, a quarter cup of that stuff. Now we're going to do 3 tablespoons of the low-fat mayonnaise. We've already got a tablespoon of chopped chives, as well as a tablespoon of capers that have been drained in the bowl here. We're also going to add a teaspoon of lemon juice, and you can definitely use fresh. I didn't happen to have any lemons on hand, so that's my bad. But yeah, teaspoon of the lemon juice. And an 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. You could also use salt to really spice things up. And at this point, it's looking pretty good. We can just stir it up, mix it up, make it a little chunky style. And this is going to be the sauce that we dip our fish sticks into. And there. That was pretty easy. Nice work. We've set our oven to 450 degrees, and while that's warming up, we've gone and we've chopped up the fish. Now, did our best to make them look like sticks, and you know, this is ideally it's 1 inch by 2 inch, and you get yourself a stick. But to be perfectly honest, the way the fish fillets came, most of them ended up being just kind of like fish nuggets. You know, it's not ideal. What are you gonna do? It's not a perfect science. I'm sure a real chef would have found a way to make them all look like perfect little sticks. But we deal with what we've got. So now we're going to move on to making the egg wash and the breadcrumb mixture. Okay, so what we're going to dip the fish sticks into first is going to be a bit of an egg wash. So I've got 2 eggs in here, but just the egg whites. Fish sticks not always known as the healthiest thing in the world, but we're going to try to keep it relatively healthy. We've also going to put in here a 1/2 tablespoon of the Dijon mustard, which is not cooperating with me at the moment. There we go. Oh yeah, there you go. That's graphic right there. Yeah, so we got 1/2 tablespoon of the Dijon. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. There you go. There's 1. There's 2. And then we're going to season this up a little bit more with some paprika. So I got an 1/8 teaspoon there of the paprika, and then I'm also going to do an 1/8 teaspoon of the black pepper. You most certainly could add some salt, maybe an 1/8, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. You know, however you feel it would be best done. And we're just going to mix that up a little bit. Get the mustard kind of mixed in there. And then when we're all set, we're going to dip the fish in there, and then we're going to put them into the breadcrumb mixture, which we're going to make next. All right, so our fishy breadcrumb mixture, we're going to have a full cup here of the plain panko breadcrumbs. I really do enjoy the panko breadcrumbs now that they've hit the scene. Traditionally Japanese breadcrumb style, quite good. So we got a full cup there, and we're going to spice it up a little bit with 1.5 teaspoons of the Old Bay seasoning. I'm using the hot Old Bay for a little bit of extra kick. We're going to do 2 full teaspoons of the dried parsley. And then last but not least, we're going to have a little bit more paprika to this recipe. And we're going to put half a teaspoon of paprika up in here. Boom. And now we're going to mix it up. Got my whisk, but you could use whatever implement you wish. And now we've got the egg wash and we've got the breadcrumbs, and now we just got to start dipping the fish. All right, so we've got a little bit of an assembly line set up here as we dip the fish pieces into the egg wash and then over to the breadcrumbs. And then onto one of Nancy Boyce's lovely professional baking trays that are, absolutely fantastic and do a tremendous job. And we'll do these one at a time. And somebody told me that Kanye West really enjoyed fish sticks. He was really big into it. I guess he couldn't get enough of them. And so, as Love Lockdown is one of my jams, I was looking forward to making this feast in honor of Mr. West. They're all looking pretty good right now, and hopefully a big star like Kanye would enjoy it as well. All right, we've got some really good looking fish sticks here. We're just got one last thing to do, and that's hit them with a little bit of oil. Keeping your love locked down, your love locked down, keeping your love locked down, your love locked down, keeping your love locked down, love locked down, love locked down, you lose. All right, so while our fish bakes away at 450 degrees for about 12 minutes, we can assemble our caprese salad. We've got a delicious looking tomato and an equally, if not greater, delicious looking hunk of mozzarella. We're gonna slice these guys into about 8 rounds apiece, and then we're just gonna stack them up and shred up some fresh basil, sprinkle it on top, then make a little bit of a dressing. So my tomato did not exactly agree with what I was doing to it. So I ended up having to slice the little rounds in half, otherwise I was just completely tearing it apart. So I've got the mozzarella sitting here. I'm just gonna put the tomato on here, and it's a good fit. So maybe being able to chop them in half was actually a bit of a blessing. So there we go. And we'll come up with a little bit more here. And whenever I'm making some Italian food, it always harkens me back to watching Pasquale's Kitchen back in the day. And when the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, it's amore. Ah, yes. But anyway, so I'm applying some shredded basil here, some fresh basil that I just got at the grocery store, so it's as fresh as possible. And to finish it off, we're just going to put a couple of teaspoons here of the olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle it around. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. And just get them a little bit oiled up, make it look nice and tasty. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of this delicious balsamic vinegar. And if it needs a little bit more than that, then I will apply it, because this stuff is great. But it looks like that probably works too. So we're good. On cap. We're good to go on the salad. And now we're just waiting a couple more minutes for that fish. I think it's going to be good. After 12 minutes, our fish nuggets have come out of the oven, and they look lovely. They look golden brown. They have a nice smell to them. The Old Bay is really wafting through the nostrils. And we're just going to plate these bad boys and start the feasting. Baby shark. No, I'm not singing that. I don't care how much Emma loves it. Oh my, it is an Italian fisherman's dream over here. We have a beautiful, healthy, fresh caprese salad and a pile of fish sticks, beautifully piled, a mile high. I can't wait to dive into this. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, they're tender. I'm going to put them here in the caper sauce. Oh, it got lost in the caper sauce. Hopefully it's not too much. Oh, it's great. That is really good. I'm really happy with that. Excellent, excellent. I probably could have just picked them up by hand. They don't seem too bad. Yeah, they hold together. Oh, let's see how the salad is. Take one of the little guys. Oh yeah, that's great basil. Good mozzarella too. A success in the COVID kitchen on this Fish Friday.